Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the BS Extravaganza
Football Forum SEC Championship game. Who's going to be playing in it?
I'm thinking Mississippi State and Vanderbilt.
That's the teams right there that have just been deadly this year.
Deadly.
On a broader note, though, really, we've got undefeated Alabama, #1 in the nation. They've not played Auburn yet, but it's a guarantee. It's going to be Florida and Alabama. Ain't no question about it. Florida's real hot right now. They're averaging something like 95 points a game, I think.
Seems like it.
And they're playing some of the best ball in the nation right now, if you ask me. Tebow, he made a promise that after that Ole Miss loss.
You can almost look at the Ole Miss loss and think that those guys really, I believe if they played 10 times now, Florida would probably win 9 of them against Ole Miss. That they were just, I don't know, it's like they weren't awake that day.
I don't think they were.
I don't know, they just didn't get up for it, and they allowed Ole Miss to come in and beat them. Now, Ole Miss is good.
Yeah.
I definitely think Ole Miss is the second best team in the West. And they pretty much proved that only one by beating the crap out of LSU, which was funny.
Yeah. Go Les Miles.
Go home.
Anyway, I'm thinking in this game, it's a matchup of Alabama seems at times that they're really inconsistent on offense. They got a good defense. Their offense struggles sometimes. Florida's good all the way around, it seems. I mean, their offense
Here's the
is
thing, Alabama, I don't know, it seems like the past few times that they've played like in the dome, like Alabama, for some reason, beats Florida. But I don't think, I think Alabama's good. I think they're riding this emotional high. Hey, they're #1. We're back. Saban is awesome. But I don't know, man. I got this feeling, though, that I think Alabama's tough. They're a team that comes out and punches you right in the mouth. They're just tough. But when it comes down to the Georgia Dome, and just it's real fast there on that turf, whatever. I just don't know if they've got the speed or the skill to beat a Florida team that seems to have hit their stride big time.
I completely agree.
They're hitting on all cylinders.
Florida, they win that. I think they're going to win. I think they're going to beat Alabama, and I think they're going to be playing the national championship game because of the way the BC. I think, Texas and Oklahoma, they're up there, but you beat Alabama in the SEC championship game. One of those two teams, Texas or Oklahoma, they ain't going to be playing in the Big 12 championship game, are they?
No.
So it's kind of like I've heard experts say.
Thanks.
Oklahoma, just say Oklahoma doesn't play in their championship game. Texas does. How are you going to send Oklahoma to the national championship game if Texas loses to whoever they play, and then Oklahoma's sitting there in the next? How are you going to put them in the national championship game if they didn't even win their conference championship? So they're saying that if Florida gets in there and wins their conference championship, that means that they're pretty much a shoo-in for it. So
then if you're Alabama, it's simple.
Win.
All you've got to do is win, and you are in. Right now, you can play yourself out, but you're in.
But it's hard for me. I don't know. It's hard for me seeing Alabama beat. They could. That's why they play the game. But the way Florida's playing right now, they dropped 63 on Kentucky. They dropped 56 on South Carolina.
They're beating people like an average of like 30 points.
And that's the speed that they're going to hit you. They're going to hit you in every which way. and it gets tough to handle, especially in the later part of the game when you're tired on defense, and they got guys out there that's just super fast. It's going to be hard to handle.
What was you telling me about the stats? You looked up.
They said that Florida had 15 guys on their team that run a 4.40 or less. 15.
And compared to the national championship team, what?
Oh, they were showing the national championship team from 2006, was it, when they won it?
I think, I don't know.
Tebow's freshman year, Chris Lake senior. All the numbers, every stat is way better than that national
This
championship team. So you better look out.
But you know, we're painting this picture like Florida's just going to just kill everybody and they're unstoppable. Doesn't that give Alabama?
That'll always give you hope.
I mean, because it looks like, you know, everybody's going to be picking Florida. You know, because Alabama, they don't seem to be. They're good, but they're not like hitting on all cylinders like Florida is. Or I don't know, they're just.
Take the Georgia-Alabama game for instance. They started off just smoking hot, and then it's just like their offense come to a dead halt. The halftime score was what? Was it 30-0 or 31-0? And the final score, they only scored like 10 or 11 points in the second half, and Georgia scored like 30-something point, 31 was it? Was it the final score 42-31 or
something like that?
And I mean, it's kind of up and down. They're still a good team, but
I don't know. I feel like Florida's going to win because they're so offensively explosive, but I wouldn't count Alabama out. It wouldn't surprise me if they went in there. They're good in the Georgia Dome. Just ask Clemson. They beat the crap out of them.
mm-hmm.
And Alabama has a knack for getting up for big games.
Yeah.
And Saban, of course, he's been there before. He knows how to get them guys ready. Should be a good game. Alabama, if you can get to Tebow, there's your chance.
Yeah.
And they know that.
You got to watch them all the way around. Special teams could play a big factor in this game. Florida has such a good. I mean, is it Brandon James? You punt to that guy, you better punt it out of bounds.
Yeah.
Don't give that guy the
But
ball.
then Alabama's got I think it's Javier Arenas or something. Some guy like that. I don't know his name, but I think that's it. That dude's deadly.
Yeah. So, you know, this could come down to special teams, a turnover. You know, everything could be critical in this game. I'll just throw out my score. I think Florida 35, Alabama 24.
Okay, I want to say this. I really don't care either way who either one wins. Being a Tennessee fan, I'm not a fan of either one of those guys, but I am an SEC fan. And I want to see whoever will go and win the national championship, because it's going to be one of those two teams, I believe.
Yeah.
I want to see them get in there and represent and win. For what, this will be the third year in a row or something?
Yeah, something like that.
For the ACC. So I'm going to go with, but I'm going to have to go with Florida maybe, I think it'll be 35, Florida 35, Alabama 31.
35-31. 4-point win. We'll be looking forward to the game. It'll be a week from this Saturday, won't it?
Yeah.
And until next time, look for our upcoming video on Tennessee's recap of the season and Philip Fulmer. And until next time, this is the
TheBSxtravaganza Football Forum. Thanks for watching. Give us some feedback.